We are going to get started in 1 minute. And welcome to the first chair mind body class of 2021. And I'm not going to lie, I am freezing right now. It is 60 degrees here in my little studio, which is great for days that we're doing high intensity stuff. But right now I am very cold, but we will get our blood pumping a little bit, warming up, because I know we put something else in the layer on, I'm gonna get hot. So we're gonna just stick with this. But welcome to Share My Body. If you've never been here before, hi, my name is Jen, welcome. And in this class, we do a little bit of yoga, a little bit of Pilates, a little bit of meditation, a little bit of dance movements, a little bit of everything that we can do seated or laying down on the ground. We try to do very little using the wrists and using the knees. So if you have problems with those body parts, this is the class for you. Or if you have a temporary cast or brace or something like that, that you maybe just kind of want to keep a little bit of movement going but aren't able to do a more traditional group fitness class, this is for you. Or if you're just going about your day and you just need a little stretch and you don't really want to change into clothes that give you a little bit more range of motion, like workout clothes, this is a good thing to do, just to pop on. If you can't be here for the full 45 minutes, I totally understand. But even 10 or 15 minutes is something that we can work with. So we always start out with a couple minutes of just centering ourselves, just like we would in a yoga class. We're gonna breathe in and out, and you can either stare at a spot on the ground nice and soft, or you can close your eyes. I have my feet up on a little yoga block here because of my chair. If I have this little bar here, so I feel I have a little bit more comfortable to have a nice 90-degree angle with my knees if I have some prop underneath me. You are more than welcome to do something similar. However, any chair will work as long as it has the ability to have a back support and it doesn't move on you, i.e. like an office chair with rolly legs. If they have rolly legs and you can pop them locked, cool beans, go for it. But I wouldn't suggest this workout section with a Pilates ball or Swiss ball, something like that, where you're sitting on some surface without some back support, or like a bean bag, something like that. Nice, solid, stable office chair, desk chair, kitchen chair. I use my workout bench, anything like that. So let's just breathe. All right, so we're gonna open our eyes or bring our gaze up a little bit. So we're looking forward, and all we're gonna do is turn our head and look one direction. Always during these classes, I am here as your guide. If you're not comfortable doing something or would like to substitute something else out at any given time, please do so. And switch directions, looking the other way. Come back to the middle section, look down, so we're stretching out the back of the neck. And now come up and point that chin to the corner of the ceiling where the wall and the ceiling connect. So we're not looking straight up, we're going out and up. That's stretching out the front of the neck. Let's come down, let's do that again. Turn one way. And the other way. Back to the center, look down. Back to the center and look up and at an angle. Back to the center. Take your hand, place it on top of your head, right above your ear, and just use the weight of your hand to push your head down to the side. So we're now stretching out the side of the neck a little bit differently, using gravity a little different. And let's do the other side. Go back one more time for a side. Can you get a little bit more of a stretch, being very passive here? We're not pulling that arm down by any means. It's just there. And if this makes you uncomfortable, just take the hand away. And switch it out one more time. Come back to the center. Lean forward in your chair, and all we're going to do is lean forward and back. We do have different kind of themes for the classes. Today, being that there might be some nice new people for the new year, we're just going to stick to a basic stretch routine. But some days we do things with more strength. Sometimes we do things more relaxing, and I am always open for suggestions on what you might like. So please let me know if there's anything you ever think of. So now we're going to come forward and we're going to hold. So we're a nice, flat, straight back, and we're holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on up. Since I'm scooched forward, I have a good amount of room here between the back of my chair and my hips. So I'm just going to lean back a little bit and come forward, having a nice flat back as well. Next time I go back, we're going to hold it there. So come back halfway and hold. So we're feeling a little bit of an isometric contraction here. And come on up. So now we're going to go forward. We're going to hold, come to the center, hold, and back hold. We're going to go back and forth a couple times. So we're going to hold each of those sections for 5 seconds apiece. So let's lean forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Center. 2, 3, 4, 5. Back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Front. 2, 3, 4, 5. Center. 2, 3, 4, 5. Back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do this 3 more times. Lean forward. Make sure you're not holding yourself up. Center. 2, 3, 4, 5. Back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Front. 2, 3, 4, 5. Center. 5, left, 1, front, 3, 4, 5, center, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Come back to the center. You can scoot yourself back, have that back support again. This time we're going to do a lateral movement, so going side to side. So I'm going to have my arms down, and all I'm going to do is drop one shoulder here. So mine going to my right side first, because you can go to your left. I'm dropping my right shoulder. My left shoulder comes up. I'm shortening this amount of space here between my ribs and my hips, and this side is lengthening. So I'm going to go back and forth, nice and slow and controlled. There's no momentum. I'm in control the whole time. So let's lean forward to the side for 1 and back. This will also give you a good idea of what your balance is for today based on the exercise we just did and this one now. Can always change depending on how well you slept, past injuries and illnesses. So if you could do something today and you can't tomorrow, or vice versa, just think about potentially what has changed and what you're in control of. Let's do one more each side. And come back to the center. All right, cross one leg over the other. We're doing both sides, so you can pick which side you want to go first. I'm crossing my left over, but you could very easily cross your right. And we're just moving around those, or 1 foot. And we're switching directions. You might get a little creaks or cracks. And then slow it down. Let's do a spinal twist. So if my left leg is crossed over, I'm grabbing my right hand and I'm twisting. I'm not grabbing on the knee and twisting. I'm grabbing the thigh and I'm twisting. Just a little twist. Come back to the center and let's bring that leg into a figure 4. So it's just cross right over. And I'm going to point and flex that foot. A lot of times when we do these motions and twists and things like that, some things will come up. Sometimes it's a yawn, sometimes it's stomach gurgling, sometimes it's other emotions. So if that happens during these classes, in a yoga class, in a Pilates class, and a mind body class of any kind, don't be worried if that happens. And we're just going to lean forward. So if you see me yawning, I'm not bored. It's just blood's pumping through. Maybe a body part hasn't really been used that much. You just kind of getting things going, and sometimes that causes yawns. So right now I'm really feeling a stretch here in this outside of the leg that's crossed over. I have a nice flat back still. And I'm going to bring that leg down and I'm going to switch sides. First I'm going to cross the other leg over and I'm going to do some circles with that ankle. And then I'm going to switch direction. And then I'm going to do my little spinal twists. Remember, I'm grabbing the thigh, not the knee. And I'm twisting. I'm going to come back to the center. I'm going to do that figure 4 crossover. And I'm just going to point and flex that foot. Then I'm going to lean forward. flat back, really feeling a stretch running in here. Beautiful. Let's release that leg. We're going to scooch forward on our chair again, and we're going to take a leg of our choice and pop it out in front. Toes are pointed up to the ceiling, so we're going to stretch out our hamstrings, which is the back of our legs. So I'm going to have one leg is bent, one leg is straight, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to lean forward with a nice flat back. If I'm hunched over, I want to back it up so I have a nice flat back, and I'm leaning forward. Your shoulders are gonna not be squared off here, that's fine. The big thing is my back. And then I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna switch sides. Whatever I did with one side, I'm gonna do with the other. To roll it on forward. If you know that you have a side that gives you issues, they have a little bit less of range of motion, I always suggest starting with that side first so you can match side A versus side B. And come on up. Then we're going to open that leg out to the side. So one knee is going this way and the other knee is going this direction a little bit. It could be a little bit more of an angle, that's totally fine. And we're just going to stretch that. So I'm worrying about pulling this thigh back, but I'm not actually pushing it. I'm using my lower body only here. And I'm sitting up nice and tall. And release. I'm going to switch over. Other side, same thing. Opening that leg up. And then come back to the center. All right, so our lower body is a little bit warmed up. Let's do some stuff with our upper body. We're gonna take one arm and just do big, huge circles from my shoulder joint. And switch direction. Other side. Shoulder circles. Other side. And then come on up. So we're going to bring those shoulders up to the ears, hold them, squeeze them, and then let them drop. So come on up, hold, 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 drop. Again, come up, hold, 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 and drop. One more time, hold, 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 and drop. That's a really good one if you find that you're getting really tense when you're doing driving, working, whatever. Just really squeeze them up and then actually let them go. All right, next, arms are in front. We're gonna open up to one side, come back to the center, and open up to the other side. So kind of like when we did the legs a couple minutes ago, we're using that body itself to open up. We're not pulling or pushing with the other side. So let's come out and hold here. and then switch, open it on up. Come back to the center and release. Take your left arm, use it to brace your upper body. So I have a nice little L, 90-degree angle here. My right arm is down by my side. I can tuck my hand and my left hand just so it doesn't get in the way, depending on the length of your arm. And all you're gonna do is you're gonna come up and back down. So my arm is nice and, my hand is nice and passive here, and I'm bringing this arm up to about shoulder height with a tiny little bit of a bend to my elbow. So we're gonna come up and down. And do 10 of those. We already did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're gonna switch it out. Other side, come up and down for 1, 9 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. So we just made a letter T. We're gonna do the same thing again. We're gonna make a letter Y, and then we're gonna make a letter I. So our T's are out to the side. Our Y's are gonna be a little bit in front. So we're literally gonna be making this head motion. So we're gonna be leaning forward like we just did, and we're gonna be doing this kind of diagonal motion. If you need to move your shoulder a little further forward or back, depending on range of motion issues, by all means, you know your body better than anyone, so do what you need to do so you're doing something safe and comfortable. So I'm leaning forward, same thing as before, but except I'm doing my Y shape, so we're doing 10 of those. All right, so let's come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, our back is straight. 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch it out. And let's go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And beautiful. All right, our final time through is the letter I, but we can do a letter I forward and we can do a letter I back. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lean forward. We're gonna bring this arm behind, and then we're gonna bring it all the way forward and then back. So that's gonna be 1 repetition. Same thing as before. If you need to adjust left, right, up, down, whatever it takes to make it more comfortable for you, you do that. This one we're gonna take a little bit longer because goes a little slower, so don't worry. And if you need to take a break, by all means, you do so. Okay, so we're leaning forward. We have a nice support system here with this arm, and our back is flat. Okay, so let's lean back, forward for 1, back, forward for 2, back, 3, back, 4, back, 5, back, 6, 7, 8, 9, Reach it out. Last time, last side. Let's go back, forward for 1. Back, forward for 2. Keep going. 3, 4, flat back. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we're gonna stand on up now. But we're not just gonna stand up because that's just too easy. We're going to do 10 sit to stands. So literally that is exactly what it sounds like. You're gonna stand up and then you're gonna sit down. And you're gonna stand up and you're gonna sit down. And you're going to do that 10 times. When you stand up for the 10th one, you remain standing. Your arms can be wherever they need to be for balance, including holding on to the chair for support. Sometimes you really need just to kind of touch, make sure you're going down, so you're, not that you're gonna fall off the chair, because if you're keeping your feet planted, the chair will be moving underneath you, but sometimes you just need it to touch. I totally understand that. Otherwise, your hands can be on your hips, down your side, behind your head, wherever they need to be. So nice, slow, and controlled. And up through 1. You do not have to follow my pace. I'm on number 5, but you can do your own counts. Remember, when we get to 10, we remain standing. When we are done, we're just going to stand next to our chair. Whatever side you'd like. No worries, because we're going to do both. So we're going to do one more arm exercise first. We're going to stand up nice and tall. I'm going to hold on to the chair for support, and I'm going to bring this arm back behind. So it's over here to the side. I'm not pulling it. It's just standing up nice and tall. So this is the motion I'm doing, just on the back. So once you get that motion on the back, you're just holding on, and you're standing up nice and tall. Proud, shoulders pulled back. I'm going to release that arm, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And release. So we're turning and facing forward. I'm just at whatever side happens to be closest to the chair. So in this particular case, it is my right, but it can be different. That's totally okay. I'm going to take that right leg and I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to put that foot on that chair. My knee is facing out this way. My foot is facing out this way. So I'm doing this nice little 90-degree angle thing like we did when we were seated. So this time I'm going to put my hand on my thigh, and I'm actively going to think about opening up that hip. I'm not pushing here. My hand is just here as a nice gentle reminder, and the rest of me is sitting up nice, or standing up nice and tall. Shoulders pulled back and down. Beautiful, and I'm going to release. I'm gonna bring that leg down. I'm gonna hold on for balance, and you can hold on to anywhere you want for balance. It doesn't have to be the chair, but we're gonna do a quad stretch. So I'm gonna bring that leg, bend that knee, and hopefully be able to grab onto that foot. If I can't, I'm gonna grab where I can. Or you can always use a yoga strap or a belt or something like that if you know that this is something you struggle with. So this is stretching out the front of our leg, our quads. And then I'm going to release. I'm going to turn and face my chair. Now, my right leg was the one I was doing all these exercises with, so I'm going to bring my right leg back, my left leg forward. And all I'm going to do is bend that front leg until I feel a stretch in the calf of this leg that's behind me. So we're still working on my right side. Maybe we're working on your left. We're doing all these stretches on one side first. And then we're releasing. And then final stretch on this side, we're going to stretch at the inside of this thigh. So I'm going to bring my legs nice and wide, and I'm still facing my chair for balance. I'm going to bend my right leg, and I'm going to lean into the side. So I'm going to turn this way so you can see. This is the motion that I'm going. I'm holding on for stability with the chair or a wall or whatever it is. And I'm feeling this stretch on my inner thigh on my right side, which is the side that I've been working on this whole time. Could be your left. Then I want to make sure that I'm standing up nice and tall. And then I'm going to release. I'm going to heel toe those feet in. And I'm going to go to the other side of my chair. So we can do those same things on the other leg. So this time I'm using my left, which is the closest one to the chair. And I'm going to lift that knee up, pop it on the seat. So this leg facing forward, this leg and foot facing this way. My hand is on this thigh and I'm opening it up. Remember, I'm not pushing, and just a nice gentle reminder with my arm. So we're doing a couple inner thigh groin area stretches today. And then I'm going to release, and I'm going to go into a quad stretch. So I'm going to hold on for balance wherever I need to. And I'm going to bring that foot behind, and we're sitting up nice and tall, and we're stretching out right here. And we're going to release. We're going to turn and face the chair. My right leg is forward, my left leg is back, and I'm going to bend that front leg until I feel a stretch in the back, my calf on this back leg, which is my left. I'm going to release that, and then I'm going to do that inner thigh stretch. So my feet are nice and wide. I'm going to lean in with, in this case, my right leg, because I'm worried about stretching my left. And I'm gonna heel toe those feet in. Beautiful. A couple more things to do while we're standing here. We're going to bring our hands to the seat of the chair. I'm just going to scooch my heels back a bit, and I'm going to bend my knees until I can get a nice flat back. When my legs are straight, I was hunched. So I'm bending the knees and getting a nice straight flat back. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to let my chest drop, and I'm going to pull it up nice and tall. Bring it down. So my arms are staying still here. It's my shoulder blades that are doing the work. I don't have pressure on my wrists here. They're just on the chair. Let's do 3, 2, 1, and then stand up. And you can sit back down. We are almost done for today. So bring back my foot support. And we're going to do some tricep stretches. So I'm a little bit far forward in the chair so I don't hit the back of my chair when I do my stretches here. But you don't have to be as far forward as me, totally fine. I'm going to take my right arm. I'm going to have my thumbs facing up. So I'm going to bring that arm all the way up. And I'm going to bend the elbow so my thumb is literally like right next to my shoulder or right behind my shoulder. Then if I want, I could take my arm and just slightly push back. So I'm stretching out the back of this arm here for a tricep stretch. And I'm going to release. Other side, thumb is facing up. I bring that arm all the way up. I bend that arm and I bring that thumb right behind my shoulder. And if I want, other arm, and stretch. And release. Move the shoulders around a little bit. Feeling good, feeling good. We never did our wrists. Oh my goodness, let's take care of that right now. So bring one arm up and just pull that hand down so we're feeling a stretch in this forearm here. If you want to intensify the stretch, make a fist and pull it down. Or you can pull slightly with the other hand. Release. Other side, bring that hand down. And if you want to intensify, make a fist or bring that hand down using the other side of your body. And release. Bring those hands down by your side, and all you're going to do is make big fist, release. Wiggle those fingers. Big fist, release. Wiggle those fingers. And big fist, release, wiggle those fingers. Take one hand and act like you are opening a door for a doorknob for something that twists to open. So we're going all the way one side, all the way the other as much as we can. And our hand is literally imagining that there's a knob right there. And then pointing and flexing, letting those hands and fingers just kind of go where they may. And then wave. by side. We're making our little doorknob movement first. And we're actually making our hand look like we have a doorknob in there. So our fingers are kind of grasping around something. And then let's point and flex. And wave. Okay, now we're going to take our hands. So this isn't comfortable for you. Guess what? Don't do it. All we're going to do is take our hands and put them on our thighs. So we normally would be here, and the idea is to go the other way. So I'm going to slide my legs down so you can see it. And I'm just going to go to the point where it isn't comfortable for me. So this is where I am. If I was on the ground, I can go a lot further in. But it all depends on what we're working with. So I'm just going to lean in. And I'm feeling a stretch right in here on the inner forearm. Pain, stop immediately. And release. Let's finish off with one final spinal twist. And then we'll go back into our little bit of our centering so we can bookend our class with a little bit of mindfulness at the beginning and the end. So I'm going to take my right hand, I'm going to put it on my left leg. I'm going to take my left hand, I'm going to bring it by my tailbone. I'm sitting up nice and tall, and I'm twisting. I'm going to come back to the center, and then I'm going to switch it out. I'm going to do the same exact thing, other way, and I'm twisting. And I'm going to come back to the center. I'm going to sit back on my chair. I'm going to put my hands back on my thighs. And I'm going to close my eyes or look down to the ground in a nice, soft, relaxing way for 2 minutes. And if you want to do this longer, by all means, please do so. Okay, it is now 12 o'clock. We've been together for 45 minutes, so it is time for me to go. However, please feel free to kind of take your little meditation time as long as you comfortably can. Have a great day. Please feel free to come and join me on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings for Rise and Shine Yoga. But if I don't see you on those days, maybe I'll see you next Monday. Bye.